Saturday of rugby league action. Let's absolutely run through it as we've got 5 minutes until kick-off. Hey guys, how you going? So down BKR Sport. We are live as the North Queensland Cowboys are going to be taking on the Canterbury Bulldogs in a big game here for both these clubs. Completely opposite reasons, but it's a massive game. For me, the Bulldogs obviously really keeping themselves away from the Warriors there and away from falling out of the top four, which you would think is unimaginable, but it is a reality if they were to potentially lose this game, and obviously keep themselves up there with the Storm and the Warriors. The Storm and the Raiders. And on the flip side, the Cowboys. This is going to make or break for them. This is really make or break for them because that top eight is really starting to get away from them, especially with the Panthers being on their uneven point system. The Cowboys, they would need to obviously overturn them, and the Panthers are literally situated right on the 8 right now. So it's going to be a tough one for the Cowboys. If they lose this, they need to win this to really keep themselves up there. But let's run through these two team lineups here, guys, with both their Origin players back. Obviously, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. Let's crack on. So the Cowboys, they come to this game from 12th position. Bulldogs come to this game from 3rd position, and there's at Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. The ins here for the Cowboys, there's a lot of them. Jackson Polo, Jeremiah Nene, Carl Lawton, Murray Talangi, Reece Robson, Ruben Cotter, and Tom Dearden. Big ins there for the Cowboys with Jake Clifford, John Bateman, Caden Lars, Amali Bitongane, Sammy McIntyre, Temple Kalepo, and Thomas Duffy all being out. The fullback is Scott Drinkwater, with the wingers being Robert Derby and Braden Burns. Centres of Zach Labert and Murray Talangi, which is interesting. Obviously, he was actually originally meant to be in the 5'8" position, but now he's been shifted back into the centre. He was originally 22, put into the 5'8", and now he's in the centre, where you've now seen Jackson Purdue go into the 5'8", who was originally meant to be in that centre, and Tom Dearden as the captain. He's the halfback. The front and forwards are Jordan McLean and Griffin Neem, with the number 9 being Reece Robson. Back row of Ruben Cotter and Jeremiah Nene, with Harrison Edwards as the lock. Then you got the interchange of Carl Lawton, Thomas McHale, Kai O'Donnell, and Cohen Hess, with the 18th man replacement being Jackson Polo and Todd Payton as the coach. Now, because we've got a limited amount of time here, we're going to run across here to the Bulldogs. The ins, Jacob Kiraz, Jamin Salmon, Jethro Renakama on debut, bit of toss of 50 action there, and then Max King as well. The outs are Jack Todd, Jake Turpin, Lachlan, Galvin, huge out there, and then Marcelo Montoya as well. Fullback is Connor Tracy, with the wingers being Jacob Kiraz and Jethro Renakama on debut. Centres of Bronson Cherry and Anari Tuala, who was originally meant to be on the wing there. Now he's shifted into the centre, just like last week. The 5'8" is Matt Burton, with the halfback being Toby Sexy Sexton. The front row forwards are Max King and Samuel Hughes, with the number 9 being Reed Marnie. Back row of Vili Bombili, Viliami Kikiao, and Jacob Preston, with the 13 being Jamin Salmon, who was originally meant to be the 20. Now he's coming there to be the lock, and I can hear someone screaming outside. That is all over the shop. Interchange is Bailey Hayward, who was meant to be the lock originally, but he now goes to the bench with Harry Hayes, Josh Curran, and Curtis Morin, with Blake Wilson as the 18th man replacement and Cameron Serrato as the coach. Listen, I'm going to tip the Dogs here today based on the fact that with their players back, you have to expect that they're going to excel. You have to expect that the Bulldogs right now, going back to a more stabilised lineup. Now, they don't have Stephen Crichton backing up here, obviously, from Origin, which is disappointing. But it's a more stabilised lineup without the fact... What is happening outside? There is just like a kid screaming like crazy at the moment. They're so distracting. But look, besides their 4 and their 5 on the centre and the wing, this is a lineup from the Bulldogs that you would tend to expect quite a lot. It's just that obviously it's quite interesting that they have decided to drop Lachlan Galvin and effectively agree with how his reception has been. Despite the fact that they've defended him throughout the week, they've now made the decision to drop him and kind of say to everybody, we made the incorrect decision in regards to doing it this year. You know, maybe into the future, obviously Toby going and Galvin coming in, that's great, but it is kind of like alluding to the fact that they made the incorrect decision for the immediate future, the immediate decision right now of Galvin coming in. So, yeah, he's not playing today. I find that interesting the Dogs have done that so publicly, but it is what it is, and it's already interesting that they are so heavily focused in the media right now for changing their team around when they have been on the top of the table for the majority of this season. Now, let's move into the ladder. Like I said, tipping the Dogs here. I think they should be able to get back to business and get back to being the team that we know they can be. But look, the Cowboys can score points. They're not a great defensive team, but they can score points. And if the Dogs aren't on fire, the Cowboys could do it. It's just that their halves are in a bit of a mix-up right now. Obviously, Tom Dearden backing up from Origin, but Jackson Purdue hasn't necessarily been a fantastic winning 5'8" with them so far this season. He's been great in the centre, but not necessarily a 5'8". So That'll be interesting to see. Now, very quickly here, because the Bulldogs are out in the field, very quickly, the Bulldogs are on 28 points. They win this game. They're on plus 92. They would go equal with the Melbourne Storm on 30. However, they would still be behind by a vast amount to the points differential of plus 220. So they are 128 points behind the Storm currently, points differential-wise. So that means the Bulldogs, if they win this game, would finish off the weekend in third. If the Bulldogs lose this game, however, they will probably still finish off this weekend in third as well, because the Warriors, even with a win tomorrow on 26 points, they've got a plus 11. So they are like 81 points behind where the Bulldogs are situated points differential-wise. So win or lose, Bulldogs will remain third, but a loss will bring the Warriors closer to them. It will also potentially bring the Broncos closer to them, and the Sharks and Manly just behind, but the Broncos are the ones that the Dogs would have to be looking out for most out of that area. But regardless, win or lose, Bulldogs will finish off this weekend in third, unless they got pumped by 40 and the Broncos won by like 40. Then it just, it's just, sorry, not the Broncos, the Warriors winning by like 40. I don't even know if that, no, it would have to be like 42 and 40. So good luck with that one. But the Warriors could get a good win against the Tigers tomorrow. Anyway, third, Bulldogs win or lose. Other side of the table, the Cowboys are on 17 points by themselves on minus 140, but who cares about the points differential right now? They're on 17 points. If they win this game, they would jump above the Dragons into 11th. That's where they would finish. Nobody else is there because the Dragons just lost the Roosters. And if the Cowboys lose this game, the Tigers, they play the Warriors tomorrow. If the Tigers won, the Cowboys will drop into 13th. The Knights have already played, so that doesn't matter. The Eels and the Rabbitohs, no, the Rabbitohs would have to bye, but the Eels, if they beat the Panthers, would go above the Cowboys themselves. So they can finish as low as 14th here, but I think they're probably going to just situate themselves into to 12th by the end of the round, in my opinion. But the game has started here. It's second tackle for the Bulldogs at the 20. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And let's refresh this bloody damn well score before Jay starts having a bit of a cry, a bit of a meltdown. And there we go. The score is live, and we are rocking and damn well rolling. Now, let me get this game up. Let me get this chat across, and let's fire it up. Thank you very much, Thanos, for the $5 donation. Get around you, Thanos. Fifth tackle now for the Bulldogs. They'll beat the 42. What's everyone else saying? Do you think the Bulldogs are going to keep up their bad form, or do you think the Bulldogs today will find a way to get back into the form that we know that they've been in so far this season? But thank you very much, Thanos, for the $5 donation. Get around you, Thanos. What a man. What a beautiful man. Hedley says Bulldogs 13 plus. Can see it, but also can see the Cowboys, giving it a good fight. Tom Dearden's obviously in some pretty good form right now. He's backing up from Origin. And the Bulldogs are still missing Stephen Crichton. He has not backed up from State of Origin. Was he the only one who didn't back up, actually? Because Max King is backed up. No, is there quite a few who haven't backed up here? Who hasn't backed up here for the Bulldogs? Right now, I can only think of Stephen Crichton. So it's going to be Cowboys now on fifth tackle into the attack on 45. Jay says, it's someone not getting a happy ending. Oh, what's that sound? Yeah, no, it was a kid screaming outside. I'm in like a hotel here in Vung Tau, like an Airbnb here in Vung Tau, and it's a bit different to where I was last night, and there was some kid screaming about something at the back. Kurad's backed up. Thank you, Taz, mate. Kurad's backed up, the 18th man for Origin. That's a big backup, mate. That's a lot of hard work. He's the one who gets the offload away to Con Tracy there, and they will get taken down to the 33 on third tackle. Dasmate says, I've never seen a more winnable game in my life. Dogs 13 plus. No, Titans 13 plus is very clear. Look at the ladder, mate. Look at the ladder. You cannot tell me the Titans don't win the game 13 plus tomorrow. It'd be a massive shock if they didn't. Be a massive shock if they didn't, if you look at that ladder. And the ladder's beautiful right now. It's absolutely spectacular. Spectacular ladder. It's a spectacular ladder. And that's a pretty standard kick there, but the Cowboys will knock it on. Lovely. There'll be a knock on there from Robert Derby, who doesn't mind an error or two. Can play well, but doesn't mind an error. And he will give up one there, so it will be Bulldogs to get the first attacking opportunity of the game here. Like, realistically, Rinakama didn't put any pressure on him then. He should have been just grabbing that ball. Jethro Rinakama did not put too much emphasis on too much pressure there. So that is just a bad mistake by the old Robert Derby. Mitchell says, has this bloke ever caught a high ball? It's a great question, Mitchell. It's a very good question. I made quite a few mistakes. Was it last week against the Bronx, or was it the week before? No, not the Bronx. Something Bulldogs game. Cowboys played. Who did the Cowboys play last week? I feel like he made quite a few drop balls. Lagan says, what's the odds Dog put 30 on the Cows with Galvin out? Oh, that would set. Yeah, that'd be insane. That'd be insane for the Galvin haters out there. They would use that and run with it till the cows come home. Third tackle now at the 5. And it's Reid Marnie. He goes out to the right-hand side. James Salmon, chance here. Jacob Preston, he'll be 4 metres away. 4th tackle, 4 minutes into the game. 6 again for the Dogs. Reid Marnie gives it out the back now to Sam Hughes. And he's going to be 2 metres away on second tackle. Reid Marnie to James Salmon. And he's going to be 3 metres out on 3rd tackle. Let's see this Cowboys defense. It hasn't been great this season. That's a fantastic tackle there by Tom Dearden. Wow. Tom Dearden. The Queensland players backing up from Origin this week have been spectacular too. We just saw in the Roosters game. Even Val Holmes for the Dragons was great. The Queensland players have backed up like machines. But the Dogs will knock the ball on and the Cowboys will pick it up at the 13 on 0 tackle. Brenton says, why is Galvin out? They just dropped him. They just decided that it wasn't... they made the decision to not use him today. Which I just significantly disagree with. Cowboys get a penalty. Dogs, dude. They have a great opportunity to score, go and knock the ball on. Tom Dearden really shaping up in defense has got him that, and he's received the penalty here too. Jeez, the form from the Queensland players after Origin has been unreal. Logan Borsak says, Reid Marnie looking for a statement game against his future club. Absolutely. But just like allowing 2 players, allowing 2 of your spine mid-season at the top of the table to go elsewhere next year is just insane work. It's real self-implosion stuff. So first tackle now with the Cowboys, 30 metres out. Jackson Purdue, he'll get this ball to the 20. It's not like the Cowboys' attack has been a concern too much over the last couple of years. Not as good this year as it has been in previous years. That's a forward pass there for the Cowboys though. Actually, I want to compare. So Cowboys, we are in round 19 right now. So they've scored 336 points. Compared to round 19, no, we'll go to round 18 in 2024. The Cowboys have scored 417. So they are a drop-off by about 80-odd. There is about an 80-odd drop-off points-wise from what they were doing last year when they were attacking with ease. And then back in 2023, they're at 418. So they're still 80-odd worse than what they were over the last 2 years attacking-wise. And then 2022, was that their really... No, 2023 was their good year, wasn't it? No, 2022 was their great year. Yeah, because they were in second. They've got 430. Yeah, their attackers actually dropped off significantly this year. Like, significantly. Through these rounds. Yeah, wow. Alright, so Dogs now at the 38. Their last 3 years, at this point of the year, they've been around the 420-odd mark, and the Cowboys right now are at 336. And defensively, maybe they've improved a little bit, but not drastically. So that's going to be a penalty to the Dogs to the 45 on their own side of the field. So defensively this year, the Cowboys have given up 476 points. Oh, no, sorry. They're really bad this year. I forgot. At 476 points. Last year, at this time, they'd given up 416. And that was bad. Yikes. No, the Cowboys are in a real tough predicament right now. In 2023... the Cowboys had given up 380, which is much better. And then in 2022, they'd given up 249. Oh my gosh, the Cowboys are having a rough year comparatively to the last 3 in both attacking and defensive metrics. So the Toby Sexton will... No, sorry, not Sexton. That'll be Jacob Preston who drops the ball there, and it'll be Cowboys ball at their own 20. Ibrahim says, Galvin realised he isn't getting in over the sexiest NRL player of all time. You're not wrong, Ibrahim. You're not wrong at all, mate. You're not wrong at all, buddy. Not wrong at all. Galvin ain't even playing Reggie tomorrow. So maybe is it an injury then, Daz? Maybe is it an injury? Like, I'm going off the team list and I'm going off kind of what you guys have said. I don't know. Is it a fact of dropping or is it an injury? 68% possession of the Dogs so far, 32% of the Cowboys. 42 tackles to 16 Cowboys' way, so Dogs have had way more ball. Like, apparently Dogs said they wanted an extra forward on the bench to help with Max King back up. I agree, because I don't think that Max King is a leader front row forward, but he is your leader front row forward. I think that, for example, to put into comparison for people, you know, Tino is the leading... well, he's the 13 now, but when Tino is playing front row, he is the leading front rower. And you've got Mike Fodawaker as that second man in charge. When the Panthers had Fisher Harris, it was Fisher Harris as the leading front rower, and then Moses Leota as the second man in charge. And now you can see that Leota hasn't really necessarily been the leader once Fisher Harris has left, and the Cowboys will knock it on. We've seen a couple of mistakes here from both these teams so far here, guys. 0 tackle for the Bulldogs at 33. You know, here's another one. Who's another good example? Well, like obviously Broncos, Payne Haas is the main guy, and then you've got who's the other front row? It's not Corey Jensen, it's their starting front row forward. Who's the other front row at the Broncos? But if you don't, you need like that leader, and I still think that Max King is a brilliant second man option, like a Moses Leota style, rather than the kind of main guy that you would necessarily rely upon as the leadership front rower. So 4 tackle now for the Dogs at the 25, and I've said that for years. I've said that straight off for years. Reed Money, Jacob Preston. Preston short ball to Max King, and King's going to be 15 minutes out from the line, fair tackle. 10 minutes into the game here, guys. 30 minutes to go the first half. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. Matt Burton will kick this ball across, and I think knock on from Renakama, and that'll be Cowboys ball here at the 10. Bretton says Gus is taking him out for a succulent Chinese meal. Wouldn't mind a succulent Chinese meal. I tell you what, I had a great... I know I'm in Vietnam, but like I had a great Greek souvlaki last night. That was unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Highlanders fan, don't you start me. Don't you damn well start me on the Cronulla Sharks. That is disgraceful. That is disgraceful that you would bring up the Cronulla Sharks. Don't you start me talking about that scam piece of scam and shitty scam team that ever did scam. Have a word to yourself. 3rd tackle at the 40. Leo Thompson and Max King got to be dangerous. Yes, Leo Thompson is a leadership front row forward, and I think Max King is going to be a great second man option to Leo Thompson. No, I agree for next year. But the only issue now is that the Dogs are going to be in a completely different setup with a different hooker and a different halfback. So it's like your front rowers are sorted, but now there's a potential concern in regards to the changing in the spine. That will bounce infield. Oh, no, it's out in the full. Oh, Con Tracy was just waiting for them to call it out in the full. They didn't at first, but now they will. Jared from Moses, isn't Leo Thompson go to the Dogs next year? He can be their man lead the front. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right on the line, that one. Brett says, thanks for the reminder, Jared. Yeah, the old reminder, Leo Thompson. I don't know what the Knights are going to do forward pack-wise next year. So 2nd tackle for the Dogs, and they're 35 metres away from the Cowboys line. Quite a few mistakes in this game in this first 12 minutes. Just a reminder, we had seen 4 tries by this point in the Roosters-Dragons game. We're 12 minutes in, we'd seen 4 tries. Within the next 3 minutes, we would have seen the 5th in the Roosters-Dragons game. Right now, there is no points. 6 again for the Dogs. It's actually 2nd tackle now, 10 metres away. And Colin Tracy, that's arguably a high tackle. No, they didn't call it. Reed Marnie now with the ball. He flicks it across into Toby Sexton. 2nd tackle off to Preston. And we've seen another knock on here, lads. We've seen another knock on here, ladies and gentlemen. We have seen another knock on, and it is Jamin Salmon with the knock on. So 28 minutes to go the first half. How many errors have we seen? I'm going to go have a look at the team stats. That is wow, that's a big hit there. Salmon just absolutely got romper stomped. Errors-wise, I think we've seen like 2-2 maybe? 3-3. Wow. We've seen 6 errors so far. 3 from each team, and I don't even know if that's included that last one, so it might be 4-3 Dogs. No, it is 3-3. Oh, it's 4-3. Cowboys are 3 from 7 completion rate, and the Dogs are like 4 from 7. Dogs are at like 67%. The Cowboys are under 50% completion rate right now. Like, says, bring back front row for Zell. That's not the answer, though, really, is it? Like, that's not really the answer, is it? He's a bit to learn still. Needs more fitness for league coming from Union. So who's your lead? Who's your front rowers next year, Brenton? Who is your front rowers next year? And who is your man to lead the charge? Who is your number 1 front rower? And then, obviously, who's your 2nd front rower? Because you probably do end up putting Frizzell into that starting front row. 4th tackle now at the 42. 4th tackle. Reece Robson. He brings it into the attacking 45 or so. And now Tom Dearden puts the ball to boot. That should be... Oh, this is a serious chase here from the Cowboys. Jackson Purdue, but Connor Tracy grabs it at the 13. Man to lead is only Jay Saff at the moment. Yikes, bro. Buddy... Jacob Saifidi leading the pack. That's not what I'd be looking for. That's not what I'd be looking for at all. In all seriousness, it will probably be Saifidi and maybe Elliott. Yikes, dude. Oh, the Knights are in trouble, man. The Knights are in trouble. Dylan Brown hasn't sorted their halves situation out. Their forward pack is looking bleak. I think Kalen Ponga, I think it's actually probably a smarter decision for the Knights to probably move. Oh, it's a hard one to say. I would say there's probably a smarter option for the Knights to move Kalen Ponga on. And free up the cap space elsewhere, because I think the Knights are going to go through a real rough, lean couple of years with their situation. If not Elliott, then it's Hetherington. Oh, Hetherington's gone too. Oh my gosh, what do you guys got, the Newcastle Knights in the future? Cowboys get a penalty at their own 30. Still 0-0. Cowboys will get a penalty at their own 30. Ponga is the second string fullback anyway. Well, see, this is the argument, right? Because you've got plenty of fullbacks there at the Knights. You've got, and they always do. They're like the Titans in a lot of ways, where they just have fullbacks coming out their arse. But there's so many other positions that need serious help. Because you've got Callum Ponga, you've got Fletcher, whichever Fletcher you want to utilise, to be fair. They've got plenty of options there. So it's like, I guess you could decide to go in that direction, and it's like they're 9. Aren't they losing Jaden Brayley too? And they're going to have Phoenix Crossland as their 9? Or, gosh, there are so many situations at the Knights, and they've still got Adam O'Brien's coach. God help him. God bless you, Brenton. Third tackle out of 30, and that's coming from a Titans fan who knows that we're in a real rough period. When are we not? Tom Dearden, left-hand side, Jackson Purdue. Here's a chance here, here's a chance here, here's a chance here. Murray to Lungy, back onto the inside. It'll be 10 metres out of the line, 8 metres out now, 4 tackle. 5 metres out. Jackson Purdue gives it off to Tom Dearden. They're going to have space galore here. Surely. Try some Cowboys! 4-0 with a kick to come. 4-0 with a kick to come. 4-0 with a kick to come. That is not Murray Talangi. That is Zach Labour with the try. And it will be 4-0 to the Cowboys. And this form for the Dogs is really, I tell you what, it's felt self-implosion since they decided... It's felt self-implosion-esque ever since they, we're talking Toby and Reed and Lachlan Galvin and all this, and the Dogs haven't been able to find their form just yet. They've really fallen into making errors with the Cowboys here, but the Cowboys, they've found the way to take the lead here early doors. 17 minutes in, and it's 4-0 Cows. Trey Mooney's up for grabs. Taylor says, to be honest, they developed Fletch into a fullback. He was always a halfback. Yeah, but it's like you have an option for a fullback outside of Ponga. Ponga's taking up a large amount of cap space, and it's like, what's Ponga really going to do long term? I know Ponga, there's always been talk about him going All Black shit. I don't think that's the case. I don't know where else would need him, though. Because, again, you always go through the fullback options at all the different clubs. The Cowboys wouldn't go for Ponga, even though he was there once. The Titans have got fullbacks galore. They're not going to a fullback battle in the next 100 years if that's possible. 6-0 Cowboys, they get the kick. Broncos have got Reece Walsh. Maybe the Warriors can consider it, but apparently Chance has re-signed for a while. He wouldn't go Storm. He wouldn't go. The Raiders have K.O. Weeks, and they're loving him. Like, maybe if the Sharks wanted to move away from Will Kennedy and go Callum Ponga, there's an option there. Do they have the cap space for that? Maybe. I don't think they would have the cap space for that with Nico's contract. And Gartho's playing well at the Dragons. Manly have got fullbacks as well, and Lehigh Pawade, Todd Tauquala, even Tom Trebojevic still. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe... Who's the Eels fullback right now? Who's the Eels fullback again? I can't remember. I think Fletch will be a halfback next year, and that's wild. We paid that much money for a 6th round. I still feel like they're going to make Dylan Brown the 7. Oh, Yongi. He's young, but I guess the Eels could consider that. The Eels would have the cap space too. All right, so Dogs, third tackle for the Cowboys at the 30, but they do take him back to the 25 here, the Dogs. I still feel like the Knights are going to put Dylan Brown to the 7, man. Because I don't have... Fletch being at 7 is just odd. I don't see him as a 7 at all. I think that just really keeps more problems at Newcastle. So Tom Dearden at the 40. He'll put that ball down to Colin Tracy at the 15, and he's going to bring this ball across here and take it out to the 20 on first tackle. Brenton says, so many players are off contract next year, so we have money to buy. It just depends what forwards are available. You guys are in a really yikes position right now. Third tackle now at 35. And they go for a quick play. Connor Tracy then gets the ball offloaded. And Dogs will be at the 48. Sportsman's Adam Clune is the solution. I want you to nearly time yourself out. I'm not even going to... Oh, what a contact from Max King. That was a great run. He came out the best of it. Jeremiah Nate tried to lay on a big hit of Maxi King, but Max King absolutely whomped him. All right, so now the Bulldogs kick this one down to the Cowboys at the 5, and it's Robert Derby who caught a ball. How good? How good? Robert Derby caught a ball. Yeah, Jeremiah Nene feeling that one. Ibrahim says, Knights are in shambles, yet they will find a way to make the 8 the next year. I disagree. Why would you say that? Does it look like they're going to find a way to make the 8 this year? So why are they going to find a way to make the 8 next year? If they were like in a similar position to what they've been the last couple of years, then I would have backed that in. But they're very clearly not the same kind of return team as we've seen in the back stretch of the season from last year and the year before and whatnot. Logan says, the fact that Newcastle are moving on Thompson, Brayley and Kai Pearce-Paul makes the 4-pack very worrying. Everything's very worrying at Newcastle. It's not like Dane Gagai's getting any younger. At least they got Dom Young back, which helps, but like defensively he's quite inept. But Dane Gagai's not getting any younger. And Rena Karma for the Bulldogs. He'll be at the 35. Cohen Hess comes on for Jordan McLean. And Jacob Kiraz on third tackle to the 45. Knights Dogs grand final is off. Knights cooked. Yeah, thank you, Daz, mate, for that really intellectual observation of the competition. Really impressive stuff there from you, Daz. Really impressive, actually. Really impressive. Like, I wouldn't have picked that, to be honest with you. I would have thought the Knights were bolters to make the grand final this year, but I'll take your advice and not predict them to make the premiership. So Reid Marnie to Matty Burton, and he'll kick this ball down to the corner where Robert Derby catches another ball. That's what you'd like to see. Robert Derby with a grab. He doesn't make a great deal of those. Joey says Bulldogs. Yes, the Bulldogs are playing right now, Joey. That's a great observation. Ibrahim says they randomly just get into the top 8 out of nowhere. Well, they're not getting out of the top 8 out of nowhere this year. So third tackle. We're 20 minutes to go here of the first half, guys. 20 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Braden Burns brings that to the 45 on fourth tackle. We have the backs, just no forwards. Sure, you got Callum Pong, you got Dom Young, and you got an aging Dane Gagai. Actually, I want to go have a look at your backline today. And Dogs will get it at the 15, and it's going to be a penalty to the Cowboys for a late hit on the kicker. Oh, no, maybe an escort, actually. I think they're saying an escort. I think they're saying an escort, obstructing kicks chase, yeah? They're going to say escort. So your backline was Fletcher Hunt, Dom Young, Dane Gagai, Bradman Best, and Greg Martin. Okay, yeah, I don't disagree with you, actually. But defensively, I do. But attacking-wise, they're very good. But the Cowboys are going to go for the 2 here. They're going to take the 2-point penalty. They are going to go for the 2-point penalty to make it 8-0 ball game. Dogs so predictable, 5 tackles and bomb. Very, very good. You're not wrong. And the issue is that, and I don't think, when you criticize Bulldogs online as a content creator, usually you cop a lot of flack for it because Bulldogs fans are so passionate. But I think Bulldogs fans have had a little bit of a change of heart and a twist in their mentality over the last couple of weeks where they're actually kind of on the same wavelength as people who have been criticising them. Like, for example, myself, who the Bulldogs have been one of the best teams this season. But it's very evident that ever since there was discussion about, not just the Galvin situation, but Toby Sexton, and there was even talk about Connor Tracy at one stage, Reid Marnie, there's there's a lot of conversation that's gone into the Dogs, and it's very clearly impacted them. And it's really kind of looking very self-implosion-esque at the moment. Now, they should still win this game. They should still come back in this game. But it's very clear that this could just be a slump at this point of the season. They will make the 8. It's a guarantee. Are they going to guarantee top 4 right now if they keep playing like this? Maybe not necessarily, but it's still likely. But it just looks like the Bulldogs don't remember what it's like to be at this point. They don't remember what it was like in 2014 and 2012 when they were very good and they were just consistent throughout the season, got to the grand finals. I know they lost to the Storm and then they lost to the Rabbitohs and whatnot. But the point is, it feels like the Bulldogs have forgotten what it's like to be here. And then once they've gotten here, it's like just a capitulation a little bit. Now, they played very well against the Panthers 2 weeks ago. They played very poorly last week against the Broncos, and they're playing really poorly in the first 24 minutes here against the Cowboys here, who have been a team that has given up points for fun this season. They gave up like 150 points across 3 weeks the other week, and even when they beat the Titans 30-24, they still gave up 24 points to the Titans, who have been struggling all year. It just feels like they don't remember what it's like to be here. The Bulldogs have already missed 19 tackles in the first half, and we're only been here for 24 minutes. That is unheard of at Canterbury, especially with how quality their defense has been for so many years. So it's actually really good. Rena Karma with a great grab there. He'll get this ball offloaded here as well to Matt Burton. He'll be taken down to the 28. And it's like Bulldogs fans can argue, like, oh, Stephen Crichton's out, all this. And it's like, well, Crichton is a very integral player to this Dogs team, but you shouldn't be relying on Crichton to beat the Cowboys. Especially when you're in the top 3 and have been first place for all season long, but you're in the top 3 now. And you know, the Cowboys, if they lose this game, I'd probably say their season is done because they're down there in 12th position and it's just not going to be pretty with the fact that they've got that uneven point system as well. I don't know. I am worried about the Dogs. Tommy, remember 41 months, this Bulldogs just doesn't have a winning mentality. Oh, I don't know about that. That's gone backwards for the Cowboys, and it's going to be Cows ball here at the 10. Yeah, first tackle for the Cows. But they've been member for 41 months. Words and stuff says I bet $300 on the Cowboys, they're winning for sure. Well, that's just not true. Winning for sure is not the correct way to say it. But like they're looking better right now for sure. But winning for sure is not necessarily the case. Brenton says Johns have a Laurie Daly for Blues coach. That English was appalling just then, Brenton. I got it, Brenton. You've got better than that. You've got what the hell is a Johns with a JHONS? And Tommy Dearden, jeez, he's playing good footy at the moment. Fit tackle at the 48. And then Laurie Daly spelled incorrectly. Oh my gosh, Brenton, what are you doing? What is this, the education system in New South Wales? What's his? Johans. Johans over Laurie Daly. That's in Daily Mail. Deary me. I reckon you should make Trent Barrett your coach in New South Wales. I reckon that's a good idea. As a Queenslander, I think I'd be most nervous as Trent Barrett as your coach. Not nervous for us, obviously. Nervous for you guys, which is beautiful. So, Reid Marnie at the 50. Very, very good says, why not Desi as New South Wales coach? I spoke to my dad about this the other day, actually. I don't think that'll happen. I think he is actually giving it up, but I don't think New South Wales will be too happy considering his tenure at the Titans, and he hasn't exactly given a great deal of confidence from his Dogs days or from his Titans days. And it'll be Cowboys ball here at the 10. First tackle. Mitchell with a $10 due donation. Get on your Mitchell. Appreciate you, brother. Says Brent Reed just called me a moron on Twitter. Ouch. Shut up, Brent. Second tackle now, but appreciate you for the $10 due donation, Mitchell. Backwards my ass. No, it was definitely backwards, that ball before. Third tackle now at the 15. 13 minutes to go the first half. But, you know, take that as a compliment, Mitchell. Brent Reed calling you a moron on Twitter. Take it as a compliment. You know, be great. Be grateful. Be grateful. Be proud of your efforts. Oh, they're going to say knock on here for the Cowboys, are they? I don't know what they call. Okay, he has called a knock on. That was really awkward and late there. But they will call it a knock on. So it's going to be Bulldogs ball out of nowhere. Okay, so he's standing up here. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, he has just lost the ball. No, he has. I'm going to go have a look. Brent Reed. Brent Reed. Mitchell got the Brent Reed blessing exactly right. All right, so Bulldogs ball here at the 35. Bulldogs ball at the 35. Oh, wait, Michael Carianas. Oh, Brent Reed's calling Michael Marianas a moron. Is that what you're saying? Is that what Brent Reed's doing? I don't know what's going on there. All right, Dogs ball hit the 20. Third tackle. And they go out to Toby Sexton. Sexton off to Matt Burton. Burton to William Kickout. They've been down there a couple of times. They've made a couple of mistakes here, the Dogs. But they are in the area. So fifth tackle now 10 metres away. Toby Sexton, short ball. And knock on again from the Dogs. They have played poor football. They are playing some really poor football at the moment, man. 12 minutes left. Mitchell says, Brent Reed knows my existence. I now hate myself. Well, I can see him calling Michael Carianas a moron. Unless he's done it as well somewhere else. Moral of the story, remember the time Paul Kent got dumped on his head into a tree? Yeah, do you remember that one? Do you remember that one? Jay, I think it's time to send Words and Stuff a link to the game. Fourth tackle here at the 42. And Tom Dearden will kick this ball into the corner. Pretty solid enough. Oh, no. The Dogs are playing awful footy. Oh, Connor Tracy has just luckily not kicked this ball. Oh, no, actually probably kicking the ball dead would have been better because it would have been a dropout. Instead, now it's Cowboys ball here at the 10. Out of no pressure, nowhere, Connor Tracy has just dropped this ball, gone backwards, and then kicked. Unfortunately, it's gone. Well, yeah, unfortunately, it's gone over the sideline. Bulldogs are all over the shop. Bulldogs are all over the shop, man. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. 10 minutes to go. 5 errors to the Cowboys. 4 errors to the Dogs. And now Jeremiah Nays, 8 mays out. Largan says, I turn the TV off. What is this? This is not good for Dogs. We have someone named Very, Very Good in the chat. Well, this is not very, very good for the Dogs. Out of the left-hand side, and it's going to be Ruben Cotter, who's 5 metres away from the line. He watches the game on this side. It's an application to Zeke. Oh, jeez, that's a good pass there from Dearden. Third tackle now, 5 metres away from the line. Cohen S rolls it back. Robson fakes it. Then Drinkwater. Here's a chance. Hits the grass. Chance for Talangi. Talangi goes inside. Oh, it's a double movement. No, it's either a knock-on or a double movement. It's a no try. It's a no try for sure. It's a no try for sure. There's no chance. There's no chance. Oh, put the me so horny ringtone, did he? It's either a knock-on or a double movement. Regardless of what you want to call this, it'll be a no try. If it's a knock-on, though, it'll be Bulldogs ball to 10. If it's a double movement, it's a penalty. And well, he's short there anyway. And then he'll reach over again. So what do you want to call it? If he knocks this ball on here, then it's not going to be a double movement. It's actually a big call. Not because it's going to be a try. It's going to be a no try, but it just depends on which one they decide, because it's in the field of play. So, oh, they're going to say his hands get back underneath it, so they'll say he regains it, but then it's a double movement. Yep. So, penalty to the Bulldogs coming up. Penalty to the Bulldogs coming on up. That was close, though. The Cowboys have clearly been the better team in this game. Dogs have been both teams have made a bucket load of errors here, man. A ridiculous amount of errors. The error count right now is 5 errors to the Cowboys, 6 errors to the Dogs. That is a crazy amount of errors with still 10 minutes to go in the first half. There's one in Vietnam. I've actually got a really nice view right now. It's a really beautiful view. All right, so Kiraz now at the 25. I'm not facing the ocean, the main ocean of that way, but I can see the ocean over there. When I move from this apartment to another one, I'll show you guys a view. It's actually really cool. All right, 10 minutes to go the first half. Wasn't us, we're just gatekeeping the site. The issue here, man, is that the reason why they're showing you that, so Dasmate sent you a link of seek.com.au, which is a job application website. Now, because due to broadcasting restrictions, it's obviously illegal for me to show you the game. Now, we're not actually all watching it on some site. I pay $40 a month to watch the NRL internationally. I'm in Vietnam at the moment, did it in Thailand and also India. So I watch it on a paid website, and everybody else here is probably watching it on Foxtel, or through some illegal website that I don't know about. So yeah, that's why they're taking the piss, mate, because this happens all the time, and it's like, I don't know what you want us to do here, man. So first tackle now at the 40 on the Cowboys side of the field. The Dogs with the ball. Zero tackle because of the knock on. Breton says, one of my mates hacked the Department of Education 12 years ago, then got offered a job for making Seek. Hacked the Department of Education 12 years ago, then got offered a job for making Seek. I didn't understand that, but, you know, working hard. He worked hard to get into it. There you go. William Kickow. Oh, another knock on here from the Dogs. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. The Dogs today have been painful to watch. Painful to watch. Painful to watch. And it's a knock on from Colin Tracy, just a little bit too ahead of him from William Kickow. And the Dogs have been painful to watch. Working hard rather than hardly working, exactly right, Jared. But what would you rather? Working hard or hardly working? I'm going to say work hard whilst hardly working. Now that's a play. Now that's a big play. So Tom Dearden rolls it back, and the Cowboys now will get this ball to the 25 through Murray Talangi. Not been the greatest quality game from either of these two teams so far, but the Cowboys have clearly been the better team. That was about 10 metre post contact from Murray Talangi just then too. Second tackle, Robson. Dogs fans, you've just got to hope this is a form slump. That's all you got to do. Again, the Panthers game, you actually played incredible footy. It's just the Panthers were a little bit better in the end. Oh, it's another knock off of the Cowboys. Oh, lads, we've seen about 15 errors in the first half. I'm not even serious. I'm not even joking. It's literally 7-6 error count, but Dogs way. Boats and Viet Dong. Gotta love the Viet Dong. Bun mai, Jared. Bun mai. How good's a bun mai? Forget the bun me. Bun mai. Second tackle here, 32 metres out. Dogs, I really beg that you just complete this set. I don't care if you score or not. Just complete the set for the love of everything that is mighty. William Kickow. Oh, I thought about the offer lobby. We'll take it down 13 minutes out. Third tackle. 7 minutes to go the first half. And they flick it across here to Burton. Burton then across to Sexton. Sexton goes inside. He'll be 14 metres out. Fourth tackle. Reed Marnie. Off to Curran. Curran to Matt Burton. Nearly knocked the ball on, but he's got it. Fifth tackle. 9 metres away. At least they're going to complete this set. Reed Marnie to Toby Sexton. They do complete the set. They kick it into the corner. And Dogs will knock it on. And they're going to say a penalty to the Cowboys. Oh, Dogs. You're outdoing yourselves today, Dogs. You're outdoing yourselves today, ladies and gentlemen. You are outdoing yourself today, ladies and gentlemen. So Jacob Kiraz will give away the penalty for being in front of the kicker, and he is in front of the kicker. It is correct. It is correct. 6 minutes to go of the first half. Grass McGrath can win the Dally M just from today. Mate, Grass McGrath, he's a special talent that just is unfathomable to even think about, undeniable to even think about. So second tackle now for the Cowboys. They'll be 45 metres out from their own line. Could they find a way to make it 13 plus at half time? Third tackle here at the 45, Robson. Gives it to Tom Dearden. Nearly knocks the ball on himself. And they'll be at the 45 again. Third tackle. I should have brought him by Supercoach. The fact you don't have him in Supercoach already means you've lost this season. And Grass McGrath grabs the ball. But Cowboys still have it because it went backwards. And then Murray Talangi is now at the 50. They have lost 5 metres on this set. And they're at fifth tackle. That is it. They have literally lost 5 metres on that set from... that was awful. So Connor Tracy, he'll bring it out to the 25 on first tackle, 5 minutes ago. Chance, if anyone could possibly take over the New South Wales 7, it's Grass McGrath. Just a shame Grassy is from Logan. Exactly right. He's actually related to Tommy Dearden. Bulldogs for a sneaky before halftime. I don't know, man. They've played some really abhorrent football so far. Connor Tracy's been rough. They've really mixed up their team just too much. If Galvin was playing Brenton, they might have been able to mix it up a bit. Well, at least this takes away from all the Galvin haters. Because it's like the Bulldogs are still struggling even when he's not even playing. Matt Burton's a 6 again now, but it's now third tackle for the Dogs at the 15. We'll be down by 50. Daz, back your boy in, you know. Back your player in. Let everyone else talk shit about him. Back your player in. I had to deal with Tannen with... The Dogs are going to get the sneaky, Jay. The Dogs are going to get the sneaky. Jacob Preston will score out of nowhere. I don't know how much they deserve it, but they'll get it. I don't know how much they deserve it, but they will get it. Try time for Jacob Preston, and it's 8-4 here to the Cowboys, but a kick to come to the Dogs. Lid Darkfire, everyone backing up for both teams. For the Dogs, Stephen Crichton's still not playing. Salmon is the new Galvin. The old weaker dog. But it's about to probably be a 2-point game with 3.5 minutes to go here. Presto won't let you down. A bit of Wonder Ball from Oasis. Get around Wonder Ball. I don't think anyone from the Cowboys is missing here. Said maybe we're going to see a completed set from one side. Just one side today. No more knock-ons today. Please. Please, no more knock-ons. Desmate says, yes, pin this comment. Queensland suck. Wow. Wow. Queensland suck, Desmate says. I'm going to have to put my hand up here and ask you a question, Desmate. And that question is, when you think of the words hashtag one in a row, what does that usually relate to, Daz? One in a row. Because is it still a row? Now that New South Wales don't have that one in a row, is one in a row still a row, Daz? Or is it not a row anymore? We're not rowing? We're not rowing anymore? So 2:46 to go the first half. It's 8-4 Cowboys. Not been the most exciting of games. Matt Burton will get the kick in it. It's a 2-point game. Oh, one can be in a row, Daz, mate. Okay, thank you very much for that answer. Thank you very much for that clarification. Big clarifier over there, Daz. Now, how many of New South Wales won in a row? Because this is their dynasty right now. It's the greatest team of all time, apparently. And Queensland, one of the worst teams of all time. How many in a row have New South Wales won? That's my question. If only that statement was true, but the Shield isn't in Sydney right now. It's not actually in Sydney, Jared. No. No, it was definitely taken on a plane somewhere else. A lot of New South Wales fans probably watched the plane fly out of their state. 2 minutes 41 to go here. 2-point game. Says where's Galvin? Dropped. Brendan says bring back Jared Mullen for the Blues. Jared Mullen. Alright, so the Dogs and Renakama, he'll run to the 22. It's only a 2-point game. This game has just been error-ridden galore. Lou Darkfire says, as a New South Wales fan, Queensland deserved to win. They outplayed us in every aspect of Game 2 and 3. Game 3, yes, not every aspect of Game 2, but it was a close game. So third tackle here for Le Bulldog at the 35, and it'll be Bailey Hayward. 42 metres out, fourth tackle. 2 minutes to go the first half. Reed Marty's short side to Connor Tracy, and Tracy's going to be at the 45 on fifth tackle. It's play on. He's not in the way. I don't know what Reed Marty was trying to do there. And Matt Burton kicks this one where it should be an easy grab for Robert Derby. But then again, we don't know. No, it's actually Drinkwater there who grabs it at the 5. Who scored for the Dogs? Jacob Preston scored for the Dogs, Thanos. Jacob Preston. It's time for a sneaky field goal. Well, it makes sense for a 2-point field goal from the Dogs, maybe. Don't know about a field goal for the Cowboys, only up by 2. And also 90 metres out. Might be a bit of a tough kick, that one. Might be a tough kick. Steve says, can't wait for the Mighty Bears to see me get timed out for a minute because the Bears can eat a dick. Yes, Steve. Yes. Yes. The Mighty Bears can eat a dick. So, fourth tackle with the Cowboys. Braden Burns getting away from a couple of tackles. Now, it'll be fifth tackle at the 30. Missed tackles for the Dogs is insanity. 25 missed tackles is just wild. And Braden Burns is waiting a bit to get up here. What happens? No, don't say that's a high tackle. Stop it, Braden Burns. Get up. That's sad. That's sad that you're even going to try and milk this. That is sad you're even going to try and milk this. Stop it. Just stop it. New South Wales have won one in a row in the women's. Cheers. Wow, Daz, that's actually impressive. No, they have. They have won one in a row in the women's. Which women's team are you referring to? Because I know they lost in the women's on Wednesday. Did they lose in the... So they must have won in the other women's game. Because I know New South Wales put 2 women's teams out. It was just weird that they put a women's team out against Queensland on Wednesday when Queensland obviously played their men's team. You know, it's a bold strategy, Cotton. You know, let's see if it pays off for them in Game 4. Big Game 4 coming up. Toby Sexton here. They'll be 53 metres away here. And the reason I say 53 metres is because the 2-point field goal is in play if they want to try and go for it here. I doubt they will. They'll be 45 metres out now, second tackle, 34 seconds to go of the first half. Braden Burns will have to come up for a HIA here. And you deserve that, Braden. You deserve that, you saddo. Get off the field, dude, because that was a dive. No, you know what? Take him off. No, he deserves it. If he wants to try and milk a high tackle when he knows it wasn't a high tackle, get off the field 15 minutes. You know, you waste our time. You waste our time, Braden Burns. So get the fuck off the field. You know, it was a waste of time. It wasn't a high tackle at all. It's just a milker. So get off the field. I think it's deserved that it's a HIA and there was no penalty for it. Okay, so we're down 2-1 and 1 and 7. Hear me out. New South Wales and 7. Yeah, no, see you in Game 4, Daz, mate, for New South Wales. So Carl Lawton out there now. It'll be third tackle for the Dogs at the 40. Do you consider the 2-point field goal? Do you consider the 2-point field goal here? I don't think they do. Matt Burton at the back now. Chancey for the Dogs, Chancey for the Dogs, Chancey for the Dogs, Chancey for the Dogs, Chancey for the Dogs. Renakama with the try time for the Dogs. Forget the 2-point field goal. It's about to be a 10-8 ball game here for the Dogs. Right on half-time with the kick to come. Jethro Renakama, bit of toss of Vinty on debut. The Fijian flyer goes bang, baby. Goes bang. And the doggy woof woof take it back at the lead. Well, they don't take back the lead. They take the lead. They take the lead. Doggy woof woof, son. Get a bit of speed woofing going here, Brenton. Get a little bit of speed going here. Not speed from Oxford Street, but just speed in general. And that's a really nice play there from the Dogs. And honestly, I don't know if they deserve to be in the lead at half time, but honestly, both teams have been really poor. The Dogs have been much better in this last 5 minutes. Again, the Dogs were down 8-0 with like 4 minutes to go, and then now it's 10-8 with the kick to come. Lou Darkfire says, the only good thing about the New South Wales women's team is Jamie Chapman. Get around Chapo. Get around the chap. Get around the chap, Meister. Lag also says, on your debut, boy, hey, don't you give me this nonsense here, Lagan. You told me you turned the TV off before, did you not? Did you not say that you turned the TV off before, you cat? I remember. I feel like I remember. Yes, I remember. You said you turned the TV off before. So have you miraculously turned the TV back on when they're winning, have you? Have you? Yes, what I heard, our debut man scored. Oh, wow, you turned back up when they took the lead. Wow. I thought you jumped on the Yields wagon like Blitzy. Blitzy, big Parramatta fan. Big Parramatta fan. Does his turn it back off, Logan? Yeah, look, I think he probably should, to be honest with you. When he was watching it, the Dogs were down 8-0. When he turned it off, it's now 10-8 to the Bulldogs with a kick to come just before half-time. Jethro Renakama scored, Thanos. The Fijian debutant, Jethro Renakama. Vinaka Vakalevu. Matt Burton from the left-hand side will get the kick. It is 12-8 to the Bulldog. Woof woof. The Dogs take the lead. They were down 8-0 with about 4 minutes to go of that first half. They were playing absolutely abhorrent footy. And they found a way to lead 12-8. It tells you everything you need to know about the Cowboys, man, because they had every opportunity to put a score past the Bulldogs in that first half. They only managed 8 points, and then the Dogs have been able to take the lead at half time. So let's go through some of these stats here. Obviously, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. Possession-wise is 53% of the Dogs, 47% for the Cowboys, so a very similar amount. Time possession is 14 minutes and 34 seconds there for the Dogs, 13 minutes and 6 seconds there for the Cowboys. Completion rate is poor for both teams here. Wow, this is really poor. Completion rate, obviously you want to be aiming around the 78, 80% and above. Anything above 85% is really good. Anything from 78, 80% and above is what you would be aiming for. The Dogs are at least at 73%. 17 from 23, that's 6 errors, 6 incomplete sets. It's not good. It's not what you want to be seeing at all. There's a lot of mistakes there. But the Cowboys are at 66%. They are not even completing at a 70% completion rate. They are 14 from 21. So both completion rates are very poor, but especially the Cowboys. Anything under 70% is awful. Awful. And I remember at one stage they were actually at 47% completion rate, which is just abhorrent. So although the Cowboys were up at 8-0, that completion rate right there tells you that they are just in an absolute shambles of a position. Attacking wise, runs, 106 runs for the Dogs, 89 runs here for the Cowboys. Again, these are a guide. They will update at halftime, but it is a guide to have an understanding of what the game is situated in right now. The Dogs with 106 runs have made 1,013 run meters, whilst the Cowboys with 89 runs have made 800 run meters. Now, if you want to try and adjust to make the Cowboys onto the same level as the Bulldogs of what's actually happening when they've got the ball, if you give them 17 more runs, 10 meters per run on average, it's 170 more meters. The Cowboys would be at 970, whilst the Bulldogs are at 1,013. So it's about 43 meters run gap there for the Dogs if it is equated and equaled. So still the Dogs are in the lead with that one, and they are doing quite well with it. Post-contact meters is 337 to the Dogs, 276 there to the Cowboys. Even if you try to equate it, the Dogs would be in front there. Line breaks is 2-1 Cowboys way. Tackle breaks is 23-11 Cowboys way, which is gigantic. The NRL.com said 25 missed tackles for the Dogs. This says 23 there with the tackle breaks. But I don't know, someone's wrong. Average set distance. Now, anything under 25 at halftime from any team, we cut the stream, we end it because it's disgusting. 25 to 30 on an average set distance is, you wouldn't even split it. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is good, average, what you would expect. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic, and 50 plus is perfect. The Cowboys are at 38.12, so they're on the upper end of average and what you'd expect. It's nothing spectacular, but they are moving through a decent amount of meters. 38.12 is nothing to scoff at, but it's not getting into the 40 range, which is what you really, really like. Whilst the Bulldogs are at 44.06, which is on the extremely high end of the very good tier, the great category, getting close to the fantastic area. So the Dogs are actually making quite a few meters on their average sets. And it's 6 meters more than the Cowboys, which is a big gap. Average play the ball speeds, 3.44 seconds for the Cowboys, 3.39 seconds for the Bulldogs. Both teams completing at a pretty regular rate. It's not too fast, it's not too slow. It's pretty much the same, and it's at a really regular rate. Offloads is 6-3 Dogs way. And then you've got the kick defusal of 80% for the Cowboys, 100% for the Dogs. Neither team's had a forced dropout yet. Defensively, the Cowboys have actually been very good here. So 88% of effective tackle percentage is what you want to achieve. 90% and above is fantastic. The Cowboys are at 90.41%. So obviously, until the last 5 minutes of that first half, they were up 8-0. So their defense was actually quite solid. They'd only missed a few tackles. Nothing too crazy, but they're at 90.41%, which is fantastic effective tackle percentage. It's just they probably would have been at 93% or something around that if it wasn't for that last 5 minutes. But 198 tackles made for 11 missed tackles and 10 ineffective. 11's not too bad. The 10 ineffective is something that's not great, so they should... Yeah, I guarantee that would come off that last 5 minutes. But 21 bad tackles there with 198 tackles made is pretty damn well good overall, and they should have actually been better, but it's just they threw it away at the back end of that first half. The Bulldogs, on the other hand, are not actually getting to the marker. They're not at 88%. They're at 86.27%. 176 tackles made for 23 missed tackles and 5 ineffective, so 28 bad tackles across the first half. Limited in the ineffective, but the missed tackles is gigantic. 23, anything above 20 and a half is just gigantic, and 23 for the Dogs is just out of this world. So, yeah, look, the Dogs are missing a bucket load of tackles, but they're ineffective at least as being limited. So it's 28 to 21 bad tackles-wise. Dogs just not hitting the marker. Cowboys are doing quite well. And then negative play, 7-7. This is where this game is at. That's why this game has not exactly been the most exciting, despite the fact that there was a good last 5 minutes. 7 errors for the Cowboys and 7 errors for the Dogs. That is awful. That is awful footy in the first half. Way too many mistakes being made. Way too many errors. Really disappointing stuff from both the Bulldogs and the Cowboys. Penalties conceded is 4 for the Bulldogs, 2 from the Cowboys, and then inside 10 metres is 3-1 against the Cowboys there. So you look at these stats, the error count is just outrageous. Cowboys defensively, not that bad. Dogs underneath the marker, but still not too far off. The meters battle is definitely in the Dogs' favour. The completion rate is poor for both sides here. I think the Dogs going to win this game because the Cowboys had plenty of opportunities to honestly kind of put the game to bed in the first half, but it just hasn't been able to go to flow with them. And like I said, attacking wise, they're about 80 points further down this year comparatively to the last 3 years at this point of the season. So you look at the 2022, 2023, and 2024 NRL seasons, the Cowboys were flying. About round 19, they'd had about 420, 415, around 415 to 420 on the amount of points they'd scored. And then 2025, they're currently situated at 336. So they were much better attacking wise those last couple of years. And you go into the defensive side, the Cowboys have given up 476 points this year. Even the last 3 years when their defense has come under a lot of criticism, they were still around 420, 410. So this year they've been even worse defensively and a lot worse attacking-wise, which is why they are down where they are. So, look, defensively today they've been okay, but still giving up 12 points when realistically the Dogs didn't nearly deserve that after the first half, but they do take the lead here. Dogs play any solid team in the top 8 today, and they probably would have lost this game by 20. With the way they've been playing. But they're very lucky they're playing a Cowboys team that's making errors galore alongside them right now. So, look, I still tip the Dogs to win this game, but I wouldn't say this is going to fill Bulldogs fans with a bunch of confidence after that first half. So you're just going to hope the second half changes around and they get back to form. Ibrahim says, thought it was Jamal Idris. What on earth are you talking about? Little Dark Fire says, does Jason Tamalolo even still play? Haven't seen him in ages. He is injured. Joel Love You says, you are yet to see the best of the Bulldogs. Watch the second half. Supporter, A-Rob Bougainville. Appreciate that, mate, but nothing. You can't defend that first half from the Dogs. You can't defend that shit. That was dog shit from the Dogs. That was a dog shit first half from the Dogs. And I don't think any Dogs fan who's been watching this game would disagree with that comment. The Dogs are taking the lead here 12-8 against a Cowboys team that has been abhorrent with them. 7 errors apiece is just pathetic. So it's I hope so. I hope you're right. I hope the Dogs improve in the second half. But there's no way the Dogs are filling their fans with confidence currently. The Panthers lost. That should have filled them with confidence. But then to follow it up with that really bad performance against the Broncos, which granted had excuses because the Origin players were out, but also the Broncos had plenty of players out themselves. It's okay, well, you can kind of use that as a throwaway and say, well, they played well in the Panthers game and lost. They had their players out against the Broncos and lost. Well, now we should go and pump the Cowboys. Well, that first half is not filling anybody with a bunch of confidence. So you need to absolutely pump them in the second half because realistically, look, you're in 3rd position. They're in 12th position. The Cowboys, they lose this game, are probably going to be finished this season. Anyone below the Dragons after this round, I believe, is done for the season. Not mathematically speaking, but ultimately I think that their season's pretty much done. So the Cowboys really, for me, shouldn't even be close to playing up against the Bulldogs here, a top 3 team who's been first place for most of the year. But that first half was diabolical from the Dogs, and they're lucky to be leading, but they are leading. They are leading, but they're lucky to be leading. But it's just because the Cowboys have been just as bad with them. Brendan says, hello, Cowboy. Are you calling me Cowboy? Who we calling Cowboy? Ibrahim says, here's a random question. Which Smith chip flavour is best? That is a random question. Ibrahim says, according to Google, it's salt and vinegar. Salt and vinegar is pretty good. Hunter Hardy says, coming to Dogs. Well, they need a lot better performance in the second half. But then again, like I said, the Cowboys have been playing so poorly themselves that they've still allowed the Dogs to come back and take the lead. And Connor Tracy's had a real poor game here. Toby Sexton's been trying something. Burton's been pretty non-existent for the most part. I really appreciate that Jethro Ridakama on debut has been able to score for the Dogs. But yeah, look, the Dogs are just in a... If they were to lose this game, I would even argue they're still in a slump even if they win this game, as long as they don't win by 30 plus. Because the Raiders have been in a slump and yet they've still been winning games. The Raiders the last couple of weeks, they've been playing some no-hope teams, but making games of it and making it close. So I want to quickly have a look at the Raiders' schedule. Knights are included, but I think the Tigers was included. Hold on. Raiders Dragons 28-24 close game. Raiders Knights 22-18 close game. Raiders Tigers, I can't believe the Raiders even won that game in the end, but 16-12. So the last 3 games, the Raiders have been in a bit of a slump, and yet they're still finding ways to win. They've got to bye this week, and they play the Eels, the Knights, the Dragons, Manly, Panthers, Tigers, Dolphins. They've got a real soft draw. So that's the difference. So if the Dogs want to go through a slump, you still should be winning these games. Because the Raiders are doing it. The Raiders are still doing it despite. But what's the games tomorrow? So I know I've got the Titans-Broncos game that I'm going to suffer through tomorrow. But the other games are Warriors-Tigers and Eels-Panthers. Actually, not a bad day. It should be an exciting day tomorrow. Warriors-Tigers has a little bit of something behind it. Eels-Panthers, I think Panthers should win quite well, but that was a close game last time out. And Titans-Broncos is going to make me want to headbutt a brick wall, but we'll still be there for it. We'll still be there for it. Man, it's been a struggle, though, with this sickness to get through today. Actually, I'm going to quickly go wash my face. While it's half time here, I'm going to quickly go wash my face to wake me up before the second half does start. So hit that thumbs up button, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. I'll be back in just a few moments. All right, we are back. I actually went out to the balcony as well, got a bit of fresh air, and like it's 5:30 p.m. over here in Vietnam, and the beach is just chock a block, dude. And it's so beautiful when you walk out here onto like balcony here in Vietnam. You just get a great whiff of the food. Oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to dinner tonight. I'm looking forward to dinner. Cowboys and Bulldogs are about to come out here onto the field. It's about to come out. Dear me. I hope I'm better by tomorrow. Bulldogs run out now. Max Watson says Queensland 100% earned and deserved the series this year. Correct. But do you think the criticism of Cleary and Coach is a bit overblown? Coach, no. Cleary, overblown, yes, but criticism is still deserved. Would there be this heavy criticism if Lomax hit one or two more kicks in game 2? No, because New South Wales won the series. But ultimately, Cleary in the first game missed a whole bunch of kicks as well. So it's like, and Latrell Mitchell hasn't exactly been on form for the Rabbitohs kicking wise recently. But that's the thing, it still happened. You know, they still missed their kick. So it's like, what if, shoulda, coulda, wouldas? Like, at the end of the day, they missed their kicks. They had the right to decide who was their kicker, and their kickers missed in game 1 and in game 2. So whose fault is it? Like, whose fault is it? Because at the end of the day, Lomax still missed it. But Cleary was a passenger in game 2 for the most part, and Cleary was absolutely a passenger in game 3 for the most part. Cleary has not won a decider in history. He has not won a decider in history. He has won, 2021, 2024, has been underwhelming for the most part outside of that. I think he might have won 2019 as well. Was he Origin then? I don't know. I don't think so. But I think he might have been around the team. I can't remember. I think Cleary definitely deserves criticism. I don't think he deserves heavy enough criticism to drop him. I think that he should be the 6 and Moses should be the 7. And I don't think it should be Cleary 7, Moses 6. I think Moses should be the defining 7. But the game has started off here for the second half. The Cowboys will bring it out here to the 15. Obviously, hit that like button and subscribe, guys. We'll be live for hopefully all 3 games tomorrow. It just depends on how I'm feeling, but I'll definitely be at least for 2. I can agree Cleary was quiet this series along with most key players of the Blues, but they truly were a couple of kicks away from being a winning Origin side. That's great. They didn't win it, though. It shoulda, coulda, wouldas, ifs and buts and maybes. At the end of the day, Queensland won the series 2-1. So that was their decision. That was not based off of anything else besides their decision to make Lomax kick. And ultimately, they lost the series. So we can only go based off of what we've seen. Cleary has not necessarily proven himself at Origin level. He is absolutely the NRL level. Still waiting to be seen at the international level, but still has a World Cup to his name from the last World Cup when he was alongside Sherry Evans. But now the international game is a lot more difficult to read. Oh no, Rinakama, that's a mistake. Oh, it's a bad mistake there from Rinakama, like Connor Tracy did before. He dropped the ball, but goes backwards and goes over the sideline, so it'll be Cowboys ball here at the 10, and it's a great kick from Dearden again. But that's both Rinakama and also Connor Tracy who have made mistakes now that have given the ball back to the Cowboys 10 metres out. So yeah, to wrap up my point there, Cleary needs to prove himself at Origin level 100%. Hasn't been spectacular in it. Yeah, sure that kicks made them lose game 2. But with that being said, that's ifs, buts, and maybes. We can only go based off of what we saw, and New South Wales lost the series. They had plenty of opportunity, even with those missed kicks, to win the game late on in the game, and they still couldn't get over the line. So it's like, you can't tell me that just because of the missed kicks, because ultimately New South Wales had plenty of opportunity in the last 5 minutes of that game to still score the win. Nah, Cowboys here, 2 minutes out from the line, third tackle. And if you disagree with me, let me know. But they did. Tom Dearden, 10 metres out. They give it out to Purdue. Purdue off to Braden Burns, and he's going to be 10 metres away on fourth tackle. And they roll back to Murray Taulagi here at the 7. To Jackson Purdue, to Tom Dearden. Tom Dearden gets it out. There's a chance if the Cowboys have got numbers, get the numbers. No! Zach Labert, they had the number out the right-hand side, and you decided to cut back on the inside. I don't agree with that, but sure. Fifth tackle now for the Cowboys. Robson, Tom Dearden, short ball. No, good defense from the Dogs, and Jeremiah Nene will be taken down 3 metres out with Dogs ball with the switch over. Dogs ball with the switch over. And now Dogs will get this ball out here to the 5 on first tackle. Logan Balzac says, Cleary won 2018-19, not in the decider, in 2021, and also has never won a game 3 ever. Yep. 2018. I didn't realise he was playing. Like, he was starting Origin back then. To be fair, New South Wales have gone through a lot of halves over the years. You know, like, for example, they won in Trent Hodgkinson and Josh Reynolds in 2014. I don't think they lasted as a pair for a while, did they? Or am I mistaken? I can't remember. New South Wales is very infamous for changing teams even when they win. Matt Burton. Then again, Queensland made a couple of changes even after their Game 2 win. But no one can insult Billy Slater at all. Billy Slater is the man of the series, regardless if he's a player or not. Billy Slater took so many risks and it all paid off. Peace Man says, my head thought Blues would win, but my heart wanted the Maroons to win, and I ain't even an Aussie. Yeah, because he probably backed in a bit of an underdog. Like, I don't think many Queenslanders thought they were going to win. They just backed in their team. I had a lot more confidence than a lot of other people. Like, I know Queenslanders here, and even Queenslanders here on the channel, not really many thought we'd actually win, but we know what it means for Queensland. Like, it does just mean a little bit more when it comes to Origin in regards to Queensland, New South Wales. Tom Dearden right-hand side here. Chance of the Cowboys. They're away, and they'll be taken down to the 40 on the Dogs side of the field. And then now they'll kick that ball up. That's a good kick. Kind of Tracy with a great grab, and then gets whacked out at the 5. Lagan says 2014 Origin Bulldogs halves one and done. Sadly, I was one and done. Did they not even have Trent Hodgkinson and Josh Reynolds in 2015? Like, I know we went on to win 3 series in a row in Queensland, but did they not even use them in 2015? I can't remember. 2014 was the only series Reynolds and Hodgkinson played as a pairing. Was that because of injury in 2015? Surely. That makes no sense otherwise. Surely. What, they brought Mitchell Pearce in or something in 2015, did they? So it's going to be a penalty to the Dogs at the 35. Penalty to the Dogs. Brendan says, Billy's interchanges in Game 3 with Stella. Absolutely. But just the changes across from Game 1 to Game 2 to Game 3 was immaculate. Even New South Wales fans would have to respect him, especially with the criticism he was facing. The criticism he received from that plotter, Buddy Aaron Woods, you know, to go on at him to try and roll him up, and obviously got to roll up, and obviously it worked for Queensland like it always does. New South Wales media just never gets it. They don't get it. Their dribble, where they try to insult Queensland, actually goes against them every fucking year. Like, it's insane to me that they still do it every year. Like, focus on your own team, don't focus on Queensland, because every year you go and insult Queensland, they go and prove you wrong, because they are literally looking at the media, they see it. I know you think it's going to put them down, but it's actually firing them up. And it's happened for 30-odd years. It's always happened. Fourth tackle, now fifth tackle for the Dogs. They're 3 metres away from the line. I know you've been during the game. I'm just emphasising it across the series. Matt Burton, they sweep it out. Viliami kick out. Taking out the 10. Actually, good defence there from the Cowboys and not quick enough from the Dogs. Hodgkinson played 2015, but Reynolds got dropped for Pearce. I just don't know how you can do that after a series win. Like, Cherry Evans got dropped in a big call by Slater as after being captain, but it's not like we won the series last year, and everyone was kind of calling for Ches to be moved. It's just I didn't think that Billy Slater would have the balls to do it, but he did, and they won. But, like, there's reason behind Cherry. What was the reasoning behind dropping Reynolds? Yeah, Billy Slater has to step down. Good old New South Wales media. All right, so Cowboys now, they give it to Tom Dinn. Tom Dinn at the 25, then flicks the ball to Cohen Hess. Cohen Hess gets another offload away to Reece Robson. That's going to be an intercept by the Dogs. Nearly a knock-on, but it will be an intercept, so 29 metres out. 29 metres out. Jared says Aaron Woods can now join Milford for people we can blame. Well, honestly, I don't think it really... Entertainment factor, sure, but like I don't think it really has too much of an impact. But it's just like, obviously, he's trying to get into the critical media scene and to be able to be like a... You know, what Corey Parker does, where he just tries to roll up for the sake of it. You know, you get these Buzz Rothfields and Paul Kent and all these guys who just look for a reaction. And it's like, if you look for the reaction, like, if you live by the sword, die by the sword, mate. You know, so the criticism you deserve to cop. If you're going to talk shit and it doesn't pan out, well, you're going to get shit in return. I've realised that over the years. Don't worry. Fifth tackle now 5 metres out. So Reed Marnie out to Toby Sexton. They go left-hand side, kick it through. That's going to be too hard. That's too hard of a kick there from Burton. So it'll be a 7-tackle set coming up for the Cowboys. Logan Paul says the Woods and Slater drama was the most mild heat I've ever seen in Origin. Move on. No, at the end of the day, if you're going to throw shade out, like that's what's going to happen. That doesn't mean, and also, no, we won't move on. We'll talk about what we want here, but also, secondly, like it's all a part of it. It's a part of the entertainment factor of it. And then Billy Slater obviously admitted it. And the fact of the matter is that it fired up Billy Slater and fired up the team, and they all went into bat for their coach, who they also know from over the years. So you can sit there and say, move on all you like, I don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, it played a role and an involvement in this year's series. Whether you think it was tame or mild or red hot, like at the end of the day, it quite literally had a large part, a large portion about how this series operated. So it will be spoken about, whether this year or next year, because at the end of the day, it did have a significant involvement. Going into game 2, it absolutely did. Argue it. Tell me how it didn't. Tell me how it didn't. Because obviously you have a strong opinion saying that it doesn't mean anything. Well, tell me how it didn't, because I can tell you right now that post the game, Cowboys now will be 10 metres out, fifth tackle, switch over. Post the game, 3 Queensland players made mention to Aaron Ward's comments. 3 Queensland players made mention to it. So it's like, if you don't think they had an involvement, I don't know what game you're watching. 30 minutes to go here of the game. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. 30 minutes to go. It's 12-8 to the Dogs. No team's really been able to solidify themselves in the second half so far. Dogs have been probably a little bit of the better team, but neither team's really been able to really kind of capitalise in the second half. Max Watson says, yeah, I just think he's too valuable to drop next year. Was a couple of conversions away from being a winning number 7. Sure, but that's ifs, buts and maybes. Of course, they missed the kicks and deserve the loss because of it, though. Absolutely. And again, my argument there is that, yeah, they missed the kicks and you can look at that to blame, but the last 5 minutes of game 2, oh, that's a knock-on for the Dogs. The 45, the Cowboys will get the ball. My argument is that the New South Wales team received a really beneficial call, actually, at the back end of that game 2, where they said that Caleb Ponga knocked it on when it was very clearly not a knock-on, but they received a very beneficial call that within 20 metres for basically the last 5 minutes, the New South Wales team was all over them on the attack, constantly putting pressure on the line, but they couldn't get it over the line. And it's like, well, Cleary's been able to do it for the Panthers. Cleary's been able to do that for the Panthers, so why wasn't it able to translate? And that's inclusive of Luai. The criticism for Cleary also comes to Luai, it's just Cleary is the main guy there. The Bulldogs are challenging this. And that's going to be unsuccessful. Lagan says, getting caught a grub isn't the most detrimenting word to a team. The word grub is thrown around all the time in the game. Holy shit. Lagan, today you've really missed the context of everything. The point isn't about what was said. The point is about the ramifications of what was said. So it's like, I don't think grub is that bad either. That's not the point of the conversation at all. No one's saying the word grub is ultimately something that should have blown up to what it was. At the end of the day, it did blow up to what it was, regardless of what you think about what Aaron Woods said. My side, I even said that grub isn't necessarily a bad word. Like, I call it grub all the time. It's a part of the game. But you're missing the entire context of what we're speaking about. The fact of the matter is, that's going to be knock-on Cowboys, and it's going to be Dogs ball at the 35. This is a lot of knock-ons. You got to understand the context of conversations, man, because you're not replying to what's actually being said. You're kind of only listening to what you want to listen to and not replying in a way that is actually talking about what we're talking about. Because again, no one is talking about the actual word of what the grub is and if it was bad or not. We're talking about the actual literal factual ramifications of what happened from it regardless. Do you understand now? So it's going to be Dogs ball here at the 38. T says Dogs are going to choke again. Well, I wouldn't call it a choke, man. They came back from 8-0 down. They're up 12-8 right here with 29 minutes to go. But there's 8 errors apiece so far. Both teams have not been spectacular in regards to the errors. And the only reason I replied to you like that, Lagan, is because of the YouTube thing from the last stream. Again, nothing bad about that. It's just contextually a part of the conversation of you misunderstanding the context of the conversation. So third tackle now at the 35, and Reid Martin to Toby Sexton. Sexton now to Preston. Because again, I'll call someone a grub. I'll call Mick Ennis a grub. Mick Ennis was one of the biggest grubs of all time. Cameron Smith was a grub. You know, at the end of the day, it's all part of the game. I don't think what Aaron Woods said was too far. But at the end of the day, the ramifications did happen, and that was a big part of the series. Fact. So fifth tackle now at the 15. They give it out to Matt Burton. Burton goes himself. Oh, he's going to get the ball away. How? I don't know how. But the Bulldogs still with the ball. Connor Tracy, he'll kick that ball over the top. And knock back here for the Cowboys. Dogs might still score. No, it's knock on Dogs. Knock on Dogs here. So Cowboys will get the ball at the 10. Lagan says, yes, I'm playing video games right now. I was listening to like half the stream. Well, here's an idea for you, mate. If you're going to have a response to tell people to move on from something, then please, for the love of God, be listening to what we're actually speaking about. It's like, if you're going to reply to something, then what? It's gee whiz, Lagan. You're a muppet, mate. Tackle with the Cowboys. You've got an opinion on something, and you're only half listening to the stream. For God's sake. Fourth tackle now at the 42. Jared says, for anyone in the media and their opinions, and the moral of the story is make your words soft and sweet because you may have to eat them. Absolutely, and Aaron Woods did. So Tom did, and now at the 45, he'll get this ball to the 20 where Connor Tracy will grab it, and he'll be taken down to the 20. Flames players says, show us the game. Flames players, get a job. Dasmate says, how are you playing video games when the Dogs are playing? That's a great question as a Dogs fan. That is a great question. Second tackle now at the 25. And now third tackle, Connor Tracy will bring it out of the 30. Excellent. Have you got any picks for the 2 grand finals at this point in the season? Like right this very second, like I've got Storm Raiders, but I would not be putting it out of the equation of Storm Panthers. And I hate to say that, but it's true. Fourth tackle, leave the Dogs at the 40 on their own side of the field. Queensland says lagging is a tool. Fifth tackle at the halfway point. And now they're kicking this ball out to the left-hand side where Robert Derby does catch it and brings it up to 25. So, yeah, Yeah, actually, the easier kicks that Burton's made, Derby's dropped it. But the harder kick like that was a tough kick to make. But Robert Derby does grab it. Queensland, what tool? Lagan says, I'll go with a spanner, mate. I'll say a spanner. So fourth tackle, and it will be Griffin Neem inside the attacking half here. Fifth tackle. Still no score from the second half so far. And just a pretty easy bomb there, straight for Connor Tracy, who does grab it. I think the Cowboys player was called out of play, because he had a good chance at actually grabbing the ball. But Tracy, he'll be taken down now at the 35 on his own side of the field. Aloy Elikana says, come on to Cowboys, let me hear you. Aloy, I'm trying to figure out who you actually support, because you get around every team here on this channel, to be fair. Third tackle here at the halfway point Very kind words, lads. Well, Lagan, you know what happens on this channel. If you say some dumb shit, then you got to cop it. Doesn't mean we don't love you. We don't love you. But it doesn't mean we don't love you, but you're a muppet. So, fourth tackle here at the 40. This is the second time today you haven't been listening to what we're actually saying and then had an opinion on what we were saying. So, Matt Burton here at the 30. And Robert Derby again. Oh, no, he's dropped the ball now. He caught it and then he dropped it. No, he's regathered it before it hit the ground. He's regathered it. We have fun on these streams, we really do. You know, I'm just trying to survive at this point, man. I am sick. I'm just trying to survive. All right, so Cowboys here on second tackle now. Third tackle, they'll be at the 15. Third tackle at the 15. Dad's mate's starting to lose his mind. He's losing the plot there in the chat. Joey says Bulldogs. Yeah, Joey, the Bulldogs are playing today. Another great observation from you, Joey. Fifth tackle, and Murray Talangi. He gets the ball to the 33. And now to Tom Dearden. Dearden, with a good kick, finds the grass, which is exactly what you want. And now Con Tracy, he'll bring it out to the 30. And what I like from Con Tracy there is that he ran into the contact rather... Oh, he's lost the ball! He lost the ball, yeah, it's a lost ball. So that's going to be Cowboys ball at the 33. That will be Cowboys ball at 33. Connor Tracy's had a mare today. He's had a really rough game here today, Connor Tracy. Really rough game here today. Logan Ball 62 with the Bulldogs. We're watching the Western Bulldogs right now, mate. Western Bulldogs. Good old AFL. Joey says, thanks. I know you should be going for Broncos. Trying to figure out what language is being spoken here. Are you speaking in like the Maori language, or are you speaking in Fijian? Because this is an English-speaking channel. Don't know what the Broncos have to do with anything, and also don't know why I should be going for the Broncos, but I'm just trying to figure out where the Broncos came into the conversation here, Joey. But really good question asked by me there. Hopefully we can get an answer to this. So second tackle now at the 30. Reece Robson will give it to Drinkwater, and Drinkwater's going to be 24 metres out. I can't read that coming out, but it's a good one, Daz. Third tackle, Dearden gives it short ball. Griffin Neem is 12 metres away from the line. Fourth tackle. Oh, Burton. Oh, he's going to have to come up for a HIA for sure. He doesn't know where he is. Tom Dearden. If I'm the Cowboys here, you've got to run it at Burton right now. Well, they're man down because Burton's in the back play. He doesn't know where he is. Oh, no, it's his groin, maybe. Oh, no, it is his... No, he doesn't know where he is. Honestly, you have to run it at Burton if you're smart here, Cowboys. Out of the left-hand side. They might score anyway. It's drop out. Yeah, it does bounce off of I think, Connor Tracy here, so it's going to be drop out from the Dogs to the Cowboys. If you were any smart, you would have gone... you would have gone and run it at Burton. I know it's not maybe morally correct, but at the end of the day on the field, it's like, well, he's still out there. If you want to win, then you probably would have targeted it. Joey says, I get confused with the Broncos and the Cowboys. But if you're a Dogs fan, why do you say that I should be going for the Cowboys then based off of that comment? I tipped the Dogs. I don't have a team in the fight here. Like, if anything, I'd actually prefer the Bulldogs to win because it means that my absolute rebel of a team, the Titans, could technically jump over them. Damn, there is a massive black heavy rain cloud coming over right now. Wowee, that is heavy as shit. It's about to rain like an absolute mother bitch. So Matt Burton comes off for a HIA. He will not be back on until 6 minutes to go if he passes his HIA. But it's looking like me in about 3 hours walking out the pub. You're not wrong, mate. I'm probably going to go see my dad tonight at his pub. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. But then again, I am sick. I shouldn't really go. But I'm going to get a nice little whiskey coat. Ah, my goodness me. Oh, my goodness me. Beers in Vietnam? Lads, 47 cents for a beer in Vietnam. 47 cents. I'm not even shitting you. 47 cents Australian for a beer. Sniff the jar, Jay says. You don't have to ask me twice, buddy. Welcome back to Thailand. Beautiful. All right, waiting for the dropout here, but it's come off the field. Comment in the chat who you are going for in this game. Comment in the chat. There is 21 minutes to go here. Dogs lead 12-8, but the Cowboys are getting a dropout right now. if they can get the shorty. Oh, it will not go 10s. It'll be Cowboys ball at 10. Jared says, damn, I need to go to Vietnam now. Just look at those low prices. Dude, I can get a whiskey Coke for like $1.40. I'm not even shitting you, man. I'm not even shitting you, man. Joey says, Bulldogs. Mate, that's 3 absolutely spectacular observations from you today, Joey. That's 3 spectacular observations. All right, so Cowboys, they are playing here today, the Dogs, mate. But is it whiskey? Yeah, no, it is. Because it's my dad's bars. Well, I know. Oh, Cowboys might score here. No, they've knocked the ball on. Oh, my gosh. How many knock-ons have we seen in this game? Oh, they're saying Dogs knock on here. They're saying Renakama first. Oh. Yeah, they've got no challenge, the Dogs. So the Dogs have had 12 errors, about to be 13, mind you. The Cowboys have had 9 errors. This game is just error central. Error mish, error mish. But it's like, I'm not getting a cheaper price than the actual prices. They are the actual prices that I'm telling you. I'm not getting like a discount. You can't discount those kind of prices. Drinkwater shot the scrum! Tries off the Cowboys. Right off of the scrum. And they're going to go to the bunker here. No try for... Off a knock on, they're going to check. Does he knock the ball on over the line here? But Drinkwater's claiming he's been hit high. So this might even be a penalty try. So Drinkwater, 10 out. He gets through. And then Drinkwater will come down here. That's a high tackle. Might even be a try anyway. This might be an 8-point try. If he puts this ball down, this should be an 8-point attempted try. Oh, no, he's knocked the ball out. Wouldn't you even say that's a high tackle? Because he is coming down over the ball there, Villy. Yeah, well, it's a no try. I actually don't think it's a hot... that other angle from this side actually shows it's a no try here for the Cowboys, and it will actually... I think this is actually Bulldogs' ball here, but he is playing the ball, which he is allowed to do. Who ended up getting the ball afterwards? Because he's allowed to play the ball in that situation. Okay, so Bulldogs have the ball, and they're at the 25. All right, so 0 tackle here for the Dogs now. First tackle for the Dogs. They'll be at the 40 on their own side of the field. 20 minutes to go here of the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. No run, Jay. No run. But 20 minutes to go here of the game. It's still only the 4-point differential. And now Jamin Salmon. He'll get the ball to the 40 on third tackle on the Cowboys side of the field. There has still been no score in this second half so far. This performance from the Dogs would be leaving a lot to be desired in regards to confidence. 13 errors. They are getting towards Newcastle Knights errors territory in the season. 13 errors. They're 4 errors away from the season high error count in the game, which was the Newcastle Knights against the Tigers quite a few weeks back. Bailey Hayward puts that one up in the air. And I think Rinakama's just knocked that ball on, lads. I think they might class that as a knock on. So Cowboys will have the ball at the 20. 0 tackles. So that was a knock on from the Dogs. And now first tackle at the 30. So that's probably going to be 14 errors now for the Dogs. That'll be 14 errors. Second tackle here at the 40. Robson. Now Cowboys third tackle at the 50. I thought the Roosters hold the error count now. Or maybe they... I don't know if they beat 17, did they? I think they might have tied it. They might have tied it. I don't know. I think 17 was the highest, though. All right, Cowboys here at the 30 on fifth tackle. Robson, Tom Dearden. Dearden now puts that ball up. I think that's a knock-on, Cows. I think it's a Cowboys knock-on. Yeah, Cowboys knock-on. So it'll be Dogs ball at the 10. Dogs ball at 10. I had to pop my ears, having the headphones on all day. Wow, the poll is 50-50 right now. The poll is 50-50 in the chat. Wonder if there's a slight leader. I can't even see if there is a slight leader. Sometimes it's 50-50 and it's still a slight one, but No, it's actually not even raining from this heavy rain cloud. So second tackle at the 20. Now Jethro Rinakama, he'll bring it out at the 25 on third tackle. 17 minutes to hold out here, dogs. Someone said frogs. I don't know what frogs means. $3 for a six-pack. That's a deal. Oh, 40-20 attempt here. 40-20 attempt here. But no, the Cowboys will be back. Scott Drinkwater at the 15. He'll run it hard through the gap. But no, we take it out to the 25. Yeah, $3 for a six-pack. Yeah, 57 cents. This is at the pub. I don't know what the actual, like, alcohol stores, like as in the bottlers would be like, but I wouldn't assume it'd be too much more. Or, I don't know. I know it's super cheap, man. So fourth tackle and Griffin Neem gets the ball to the 40, fifth tackle. When the Bulldogs were losing 8-0, I still thought they would win because they did put up a comeback against the Bulldogs Roosters. Yeah, completely different situation. But I did still tip the Dogs because the Cowboys were showing so many errors. Oh, that's a great grab there by Nene, but he throws it straight to Salmon, Connor Tracy. Okay, it's Dogs' ball. Jeez, great run from Jeremiah Nene. You know what? I will say, Elias Katoa, the way that he's playing recently, he's kind of forcing back rowers to do what he's doing. Ennis is talking about the same thing actually as me right now. The way Elias Katoa has been playing this year, it is encouraging and forcing other back rowers to actually give a shit about chasing the ball and putting the player under pressure. So fourth tackle at the 42. Now Max King brings it to the halfway point. Fifth tackle now at the 50. And Toby Saxon kicks that ball in the corner. Josh is getting in the Dogs. Now Murray Talangi brings it out from the 10 to the 15. And now 20 metres out. 25 metres out. Great run there from Murray Talangi. And Cowboys taking out the 30. Mick is saying the Dogs look comfortable. Mick, what game are you talking about right now? What? Mick Ennis, are you serious, dude? They've had 14 errors, mate. 14 errors and they look comfortable. Are you shitting me, Mick Ennis? Come on, man. I get you're an ex-Dogs player, but tell it how it is. 14 errors, you can't be telling me they look comfortable. They've had 40 missed tackles in the game and you're telling me they're comfortable. You're telling me up by 4, they've had 40 missed tackles in the game, and it's a penalty to the Cowboys. What game are you watching, Mick Ennis? 15 minutes to go. It's a one-score game. 14 errors, Bulldogs, multiple penalties, and 40-plus missed tackles, and you're telling me the Bulldogs look comfortable, Michael. Nova getting around the North Queensland Cowboys. Tom Dearden now will kick this ball to the 20. So Cowboys will be in the attacking 20. I give it to Tom Dearden. Dearden to Griffin Neem, and Griffin Neem will be at the 20. Tasman said it's almost been a month since we have won. That is including a bye, but yeah, you're right. If the Cowboys won this game, it would be a month, yeah. Because it would have been Panthers loss into bye. Or was it bye, then Panthers loss? I can't remember. Third tackle for the Cowboys, 13 metres away. And give it out to back Jackson Purdue. Chance here. Oh, jeez. Braden Burns got whacked there. And it's a penalty to the Cowboys. 13 metres away. How comfortable they still look at Biffo. Biffo, Biffo! Biff, 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 Biff. Throw a punch, you cats. Give an uppercut. Give an absolute uppercut, you cats. Someone throw something. Throw something. Deary me, no one threw an uppercut. That's the disappointment of the day. Jason says, come on, the Cowboys need this. Yeah, I reckon the season's done if the Cowboys don't win this. Yeah, late hit there as well. Definitely a shoulder charge from Jacob Kiraz. Definitely a shoulder charge from Jacob Kiraz. And then Reid Marnie doing what Reid Marnie does best and coming in to give away a penalty. Lovely. All right, so Cowboys will have the ball 10 metres away from the line. 10 metres away. Yeah, good call there to remove that comment, Joe. Let's still be respectful there, Mr. Alagging. All right, so it's going to be first tackle here. First tackle for the Cowboys, 10 metres out. And now 5 metres out of second tackle. Robson out to Tom Dearden. Dearden now. And Jackson Pershing. He'll be 10 metres away from the line. Third tackle. Reed fighting his new club. Yeah. Tom Dearden at the back here. Drinkwater. Chance here. Knock on from Rinakama. But it was a great stopper for try. Like, if Rinakama's also whacked him good there. But if Rinakama doesn't get a touch of that, that would have been a try for the Cowboys. So, there's going to be probably a look from the bunker at this hit, though, too. Oh, jeez. No, I think he's just bouncing back. I need to see this angle, but I think he's bouncing back. I don't think it's a high tackle. Nah. I don't know. I want to see this slow-mo down. Nah, it's a great tackle from Rinakama. It's just, I knew it was just the head bouncing back from the contact. He doesn't hit him high. Rinakama's been good. He did make that mistake, though, where he dropped it and went over the sideline, but outside of that, Jethro Rinakama's been good. All right, so Cowboys will get a fresh set of 6, 10 metres out. It's 13.5 minutes left. No points scored in this second half by either team. Cowboys led 8-0 at the 35-minute mark. Then it was 12-8 at halftime to the Dogs, and no score since. So Braden Burns will be 13 metres away here, 15 metres away from the line, first tackle. They've had plenty of opportunity here today, the Cowboys. Both teams have made so many errors, it's sickening. Second tackle, 10 metres out. Teases, I can sense the Cowboy try coming up. Well, you'd hope so. They've had plenty of ball. Here we go. Oh, well, you've sensed the wrong thing because it's a knock-on from the Cowboys, which we should have sensed considering how many errors are in this game. It's now 14 errors, Dogs, 13 errors for the Cowboys. We have seen 27 errors in this game. Gary says go to Cowboys. Well, they make a mistake, and now the Dogs first tackle 20 metres away here from their own line. Still 13 minutes to go, but Burton, he's still got about 6 minutes to wait. He's been past his HIA, but he's got about 6 minutes to wait before he can come back on the field. Hadahoni getting around the Dogs. Out to Jamin Salmon, and Salmon third tackle at the 30. At least we've had a good game. A good couple of games. We've had a good couple of games today, Dragons and Roosters, and then this game. Four tackle. Night Storm wasn't exactly something you'd be upset missing. Max King now fifth tackle at the 40. Don't forget, guys, we'll be live for all three games tomorrow. Warriors, Tigers, Panthers, Eels, and then I have to watch my Titans probably disappoint me again at home to the Broncos. And Murray Talangi grabs that ball at the 11. It'll be first tackle. Teasers, don't worry, it's coming. You'll see. I hope I see, mate. I don't know. I'm not denying it. I'm just saying that it was wrong then. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see, son. Screw you, BKR, for doubting me. Old man yells. Tasman says, how did he pass that? Magic, mate. Tom did. Oh, arguably high tackle. But they won't call it for tackle now at the 30 for the Cowboys. Cowboys fans are booing, but then again, they do boo a lot. Regardless, Zach Laybuck gets an offload away to Tom Dearden. Tom Dearden runs it himself here. Oh, he should have tried to get that pass away, but he doesn't. Fifth tackle out to the left-hand side to Purdue, and pretty basic kick there that's not going to give any Cowboy an opportunity to put pressure on Connor Tracy, and Tracy will be at the 20, first tackle. Second tackle now at the 30, still only up by 4. Can't believe we have not seen a change in the score since halftime. And especially with the Cowboys who leak points for fun. They've been really bad defensively this year, way worse than recent years of criticism. And attacking-wise, I can understand because the Dogs are a good defensive team normally. They're normally a pretty good defensive team. However, it's just recently they've been a little bit all over the shop. But anyway, the scoreline represents a Dogs' good defensive masterclass. It's not necessarily been like that. It's just been errors galore in this game. Trying to figure out how to explain the game right now. First tackle now at the 10. 10 minutes to go here of the game. Hit that like button and subscribe. 10 minutes left. It's still a 4-point game. Cowboys at their own 15-second tackle. A try unconverted will probably send us to extra time. Oh, Murray Talai gets the offload away backwards. It was very close to a mistake though. Now 25 metres out, third tackle. An unconverted try sends us potentially to extra time. A converted try takes the lead for the Cows. No try. Maybe the Dogs do win this game. Bulldogs should start a Four tackle at 35 to Tom Dearden. Did now. There's numbers. If you had a cutout past that, that would have been numbers galore. 2-on-1 down there for the Cowboys, but they didn't get the ball over the top. All right, so now Scott Drinkwater will kick that ball up high. It's not going to do much, though. Well, it'll bounce. Oh, it's out the full. Oh, it's out. Oh, no, it hasn't gone out the full. I thought that went out the full. I swear that went out. They don't have a challenge, the Dogs, though. They don't have a challenge. 9 minutes left here of the game. I don't think the touchy can get involved there. Oh, probably does go out the full there. It probably did. Realistically, the bunker should be able to come in for that. Oh, he's allowed back on with 9 minutes to go. I swear he went off with... I swear he came off with 19 minutes to go in the first half, but they've allowed him back on at the 9-minute mark. So he's only off for 10 minutes, not 15 minutes. Am I crazy? Everyone says if Bulldogs lose in the last 10 minutes, he just give up. Why? Why? Now, 4 tackle for the Dogs. They'll be at the 40. 4 tackle. I think it's actually 15 real minutes, not game time minutes. Oh, okay. There you go. Fair enough. 15 real minutes. Okay, yeah, that makes sense because obviously halftime doesn't count. Well, halftime counts, but it's like... knock on from Derby. It's not a surprise. Derby makes too many... What? They said that Derby didn't touch it. It was all Dogs. I don't know how, but sure. I don't know how, but sure. Cowboys second tackle at the 11. Here we go. Oh my gosh. In what world has Derby not touched that ball for a knock on, dude? In what world, referee? In what world has Robert Derby not knocked that ball on there? It should have been Dogs' ball there at the 10, but sure. So Jeff Rivera comes off the field here, which is interesting. Did at the back here. This is a nice play. Cowboys are away. Cowboys are away. The 50, the 40, the 35. He sets on the inside. Fit tackle. If the Cowboys score off this set, off a bad call there, that's very Roosters-like. Oh, that's a knock on. Hey, ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. 7.5 minutes to go. Cowboys knock on. So now error count is 15 errors to the Dogs, 14 errors to the Cowboys. This is disgraceful. This is disgraceful errors-wise from both these teams. Come on, you're professional rugby league players, and you're giving up 15 errors to the team that's in third. And I can understand the Cowboys making 14 errors, but still, like, you're professional rugby league teams. We have seen 29 errors in this game. 29 errors. Bulldogs 15, Cowboys 14. Crazy work. Harry says, Dogs win. Yes, I win my bet today. Dogs haven't won shit yet. There's still 7 minutes to go of the game. Second tackle now for the Dogs. 50 metres out from the line. 4-point game. 12-8. Josh Curran's about to come on here for the Dogs. Toby Sexton, Jacob Preston, and he'll be 40 metres out on third tackle. Surrounded about to give the Dogs a hiding and training Confila. Well, honestly, they deserve it. Again, a top 4 team, fighting for a minor premiership technically. Yes, they've had all 3 of their buys, whilst the Raiders have had 1 buy. This is their second buy this weekend. They've still got another one to come. But it's like Matty Burton nearly breaks through. Gets the offload away to Reid Marnie. Reid Marnie's got Toby Sexton waiting underneath. He kicks the ball over the top. And what the hell are you doing, Reid Marnie? That is the worst case scenario you could have ever gone for, Reid. I don't even know why you're smirking there, man. Giving away a 7-tackle set there is ridiculous. Just take the tackle. You don't need to score. Giving away a 7-tackle set is absolutely ludicrous there, Reid. That is so unnecessary. You've just given... I don't know what Reid Marnie is thinking there. That is a brain fade and a half. Cowboys now first tackle. We at the 40 on their own side of the field. Reese Robson. And now Cowboys will be inside the attack and half. Second tackle. That is such a poor play from Reid Marnie. If the Cowboys score here, that will be really... knock-ons, 15-15. Oh, for gosh sake, the error count in this game. Dogs ball here at the 42. Another knock-on in the game, lads. Brenton says, Reid thinks he's playing with the Cows already. Honestly. 15-15 error count is absurd. Second tackle here for the Dogs at the 38 on the Cowboys side of the field. Toby Sexton, Kiraz, and he'll be third tackle at the 30. If they can score here, the Dogs, it's game over. 25 metres out, Reid Marnie. to Curtis Moran off to the Titans next year. 4th tackle at the 20. Reed Marnie, Toby Sexton, and he'll get taken down to the 10 on 5th tackle. Colin Tracy, good pass across here. Good cover defense from the Cowboys. The Cows will get the ball 3 metres out. All right, 4 minutes for you to go here of the game. Aloya Alicana says, what a game, too many errors. Way too many errors. At least it's a close game, but there's just ridiculous amount of errors in this game, man. Ridiculous. 15-15 is disgraceful. But at least, again, it's a close game. Completion rates are probably a little bit better than I expected, to be fair. Dogs' defensive effective tackle percentage at 84.15 is yikes. But they've missed a lot of tackles. Reed Marty's made all the tackles, though. Both coaches need a hard check after this game. Well, Cowboys are playing for their season, in my opinion, right now, so they need to find a way here. 3rd tackle, and Tom Dearden fakes the pass, and he'll be taken out to the 35 on 4th tackle. Tamalola's injured. And Drinkwater, good pass underneath there to Jeremiah Nene. Nene's away. He's at the 50. He's at the 40, the 35, the 30. He kicks it through. There's a chance here for the Cowboys, but the ball will bounce up here for the Dogs, and they'll be taken down at the 4. It's fine, though, because the Cowboys can now try and keep them down here. Just try and keep them down here and make it quick. Jeez, that was close, though. Nene kind of just got held up. Otherwise, he may have had a chance to actually score that. 3.5 minutes left now. Viliami kick out. They're not even getting past their 10. 3rd tackle, 10 metres away from their own line. 3 minutes and 22 seconds left. The Dogs, they go out to the right. Bronson Seri, just don't make a mistake here, Dogs. That's all anybody asks, man. That's all anybody asks. Connor Tracy now. He'll be 30 metres away on 5th tackle. Now, Matt Burton, not a good kick there from Burton. That should be an easy one there for Derby. And Derby will get it at the 35. Okay, here we go. Cowboys, here's your chance. 42 metres out from your own line. 2:54. You'll still get another full set even after this set here. You will get a full set regardless. Oh, for fuck's sake, Cowboys. You're shitting me, knock on. Look, you got to be taking the piss here, Cowboys. You got to be taking the piss here today. You got to be taking the piss. You got to be taking the piss here, Cowboys. Max one says Cowboys complete a set challenge. I can tell you right now that's impossible. That's 16-15 errors to the Cowboys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, dude. I just want to watch rubber like. Oh, geez, sorry. Yikes. Yikes. They take the K for errors now. Noise. No, they do not. You're on 17 with the Knights and the Roosters. Cowboys are at 16. 2 minutes to go. And also, I'm glad you mentioned it because I was thinking about it just then. I just didn't speak about it because you weren't speaking. But now that you've mentioned it, the reason why the Knights are there and known as it is, one, because they do have the highest amount, but also secondly is because you've done it multiple times. 2nd tackle now, 30 metres away from the line. What a shambles, T. Oh, shambles. You know if I swear that it's a shambles. All right, so to the right-hand side, Toby Sexton gives it to Matt Burton, and Burton will be 15 metres away from the line. And give it off to Tracy. Tracy to Preston. Preston will be 5 metres out. 2 minutes enough time for another error, sure, but it will only tie the Knights and the Roosters. And Reed Marnie will run this ball to the line, and it'll be 2 metres out. Perfect. There you go. Cowboys, you have to run 98 metres to score a try here, and if you score a try, you can win the game. But no matter what, you'd be sending it to extra time. If you score a try and don't convert it extra time, if you score a try and convert it, you win the game here and keep your season alive. Cowboys now, they're 12 metres away from their own line. 2nd tackle, a minute 13 to go here in the game. Hit that like button and subscribe. We'll be live for all 3 games tomorrow. Tom Dearden out the back here. And Drinkwater taken down. Oh, he's knocked it on. Holy fuck. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Have they completed a set in the last 3 years? Have the Cowboys completed a set in the last 3 years? Have we seen a single... Oh, it's a penalty to the Cowboys instead. It's a penalty Cowboys instead. Oh my gosh. 44 seconds to go here. They changed the call from a knock-on to a penalty. They've changed the call from a knock-on to a penalty. Okay, so Cowboys now with a 42. First tackle, 33 seconds left here. That was all over the shop. Reece Robson and Tom Did. Oh my gosh, he nearly knocked that ball on. Tom Did, 27 seconds to go here of the game. You need to score a try here, Cowboys. Give it out to McKaylee, and McKaylee's going to be inside the attacking half now. 45 metres out. 2-point field goal is useless. You get the offload away. Jackson Purdue taken down to the 48. Robson, 10 seconds left here. I think this might be your last chance here. They've got numbers. They're away down the right-hand side. This is your last chance. You have to throw the ball away. Labour. He throws the ball at the back here. They play it to Tom Dearden. Tom Dearden at the 30. He kicks this ball into the corner. Chance here. Where's the ball? Drop. That's game over. Oh my gosh. Cowboys nearly just found a way to win the game. And it will go dead. And it will be game over. That would have been insane. The Cowboys found a way to win. Got to be honest with you, win, lose or draw, both teams just absolutely horrific today. Oh, dude. Aloy says knock-on game over. No, it wasn't knock-on game over, but what an electric finish to that game. I will sit here and complain again, though. 16 errors, Cowboys, 15 errors, Bulldogs is just absurd. But if Dearden found a way to actually get a little bit more angle on that, there was actually a real good chance that Talangi could have scored there. Would have either got extra time or it would have gone to a win for the Cowboys. But for me, Cowboys fans, you're not going to like this. But for me, I do have your season being done after that. It's not mathematically over. I will clarify for that. It is not mathematically over. But now, Cowboys, you will sit in 12th position on 17 points. The top 8 is 22 points or more. That's 5 points of a gap. Plus, also, the Panthers still have to play tomorrow. They're on 21 points, could go to 23. And then you're really starting to find it quite tough to get up there. You need to be kind of perfect for the back end of this season because after that game, you're in a real diabolical situation that you could actually end up in the top 4 this week if the Tigers beat the Warriors tomorrow and if the Eels beat the Panthers tomorrow. I don't think those are happening, but there is a chance that you go into the bottom 4 here. And then you are very susceptible to even potentially coming last. I think that my team comes last, but at the end of the day, it would be within range. Whilst for the Bulldogs, listen, ignore that game. Pretend that game didn't exist. You guys were dreadful. Horrific. It was 16-15 an error count. But, forget that game even happened, Dogs fans, because it was not a good look for you. But you do technically tie up with the Storm there in second, but your points differential is only plus 96 compared to their plus 220. So you'll be in third position regardless of what happens with the Warriors game tomorrow. Like I said, no matter what, you're going to finish in third this round, win, lose, or draw. But yeah, forget this game existed, man. Pretend it didn't exist. You please no parties and riots and damn well Belmore because you got the 2 points, but damn, gee whiz. 15 errors is outstanding. Scoreless second half, yes. Scoreless second half, Thanos. Completion rate for both teams. That was it was 88.14% for the Cowboys, and so that's defensive effective tackle percentage. Gosh. So the Dogs' completion rate wasn't bad at 79%. 34 from 43 is still not great, but 79% is actually a pretty good percentage. But for the Cowboys, they're 66%. That is yikes. That is woeful. 66% is very bad at 30 from 45. Yikes. Yeah, Cowboys. Jeez, they had more possession too. They had 30 minutes with the ball in hand, whilst the Dogs had 27 and 25. Yeah. Belmore Hotel's going off. God help them. Yeah, don't pay too much. Just pretend this game didn't happen. You got the 2 points. Be happy with it. But yeah, yikes. This game was yikes. But all right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. We've got the Warriors versus the Tigers. We've got the Broncos versus the Titans. And also Panthers versus Eels. We'll be live for all 3 of those games. At least 2 of them. I'm obviously quite sick right now, but I'm going to try and get to all 3 of those games. But at the very least, we'll do 2 of them. But do hold me to probably getting the all 3. Obviously, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.